What are some other ways to use your book to gain clients? Hi, I'm Michael DeLon, founder of Paperback Expert, and that's a question I get fairly regularly, so I thought I'd share my answer with you. There are lots of ways to use your book. It's one of the most versatile marketing assets you will ever create. I created my book back in 2013. I've used it for years in a variety of ways. Let me just touch on a few. All right, so as an example, we could use my book, but I do that all the time. I want to use the foot book. Now, this is not Dr. Seuss. He wrote the foot book for children. This is Dr. Paul Betschart, one of our clients. He wrote the foot book, the one for grown-ups. He's a podiatrist out east, and he came to us, and we started working with him on his book, and we just came up with this idea to go, dude, you need to be the foot book doctor. And so we created this book with Dr. Paul and made him an Amazon best-selling author. And now in his practice, he's really smart marketing-wise. He gives Dr. Seuss's foot book to the little kids who come in, and he gives his foot book to the parents. And he goes out to schools and talks with them about foot and ankle issues with athletics and gymnastics, and I guess that's athletics too, isn't it? Anyway, how can you use your book? Multiplicity of ways. Number one, every chapter in this book could become a blog post. Okay? So Dr. Paul, if you open his book, he has, it looks like, 13 chapters. 13 different blog posts. If you did one a week, that's a quarter of the year of blog posts just coming out of chapter titles. I'm sure every chapter could be parlayed into 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 blog posts. Okay, so that's one blog post. How about social media posts? Taking those blog posts, shortening them, putting those all on social media. How about doing Facebook Lives around each topic? How about creating a Facebook community around the foot book and just talking with people about foot and ankle issues that they're having? Everybody has it. How about, so that's blog posts, social media posts. How about creating an email around every chapter? So there's 13 emails that are really easy to do because the content's already created here. Okay, so there's 13 and 13 more. So you got emails, you've got blog posts, you've got social media. How about doing mini webinars? We call them micro trainings, where for every chapter of the book, Dr. Paul goes out and he does maybe a 10 to 15 minute teaching topic on video, invites people to it, and the people who are going to come, it's interesting, I opened the book, chapter 1 is talking about heel pain. Just so happens I've got heel pain in my left foot. Guess what I'm going to read today? That's right. What if he did a webinar on that or a short micro training? I'd be engaged. He's the only podiatrist doing that. He's the only one I know. He could give me more information. I get to like him because I'm seeing him and hearing him. Guess who I'm going to go to? I'm going to go to the foot book doctor. So you could take every chapter of your book and do a short training on it. You could create, seminars and workshops and take your book out to libraries or rotaries and do speaking as well. Give copies of your book away. You want to become a household name to your audience. And if you're like Dr. Paul and you're in a community, your book should be everywhere. It should be in all the dentist office, just sitting there. So as they're waiting for their dental work or their kids to get done, they could be reading your book. It should be in libraries. It should be in attorneys' offices. It should be everywhere. You should become a household name in your market. So there are dozens and dozens of ways to use your book. There are a few: blog posts, social media posts, emails, micro training, short little webinars. You could do long webinars on it. You could do podcast. Dr. Paul's smart. Dr. Paul, we helped him launch his podcast. And on his podcast, we interviewed him on every chapter of his book. And now we're teaching Dr. Paul how to use his podcast to generate revenue for his business and his practice by interviewing other experts in the community. So his podcast is growing, his listenership's growing. People are getting to know, like, and trust him through his podcast because he's an author. They see him on social media, they read his blog post. It all ties together. He could go on TV in the local market. He could sponsor the sports update every night talking about the foot book. And if you have trouble, pain in your heel or ankle or foot, get a copy of my book, a free copy, and learn how to heal that. right? There are so many ways to use your book and the content in your book. And what you have to understand is the content in your book is housed right now in your mind. You need to get it out of your mind. And that's why we use our speak to write process to extract your genius. It's there, but you have to get it out, and you have to put it in a great format. You need a great, stunning title that's going to capture your audience. We do all of that for you. We're going to pair you with a professional writer who's going to meet with you and ask you questions to extract your genius. Then we're going to organize it. We're going to massage your words into your book. And then we're going to teach you what to do with your book. All the things that I've just talked about, the things that Dr. Paul's doing, the things that our clients are doing, you're going to be doing, because we give you a credibility game plan. You're going to work with me to create a game plan for how to market your authority, your credibility in your book, to put it into the hands of your audience so that they will engage with you, they will bond with you, they will trust you, and they will hire you. That's the purpose of creating your book. So how many different ways can you use the content in your book? It's limitless. It really is. We come up with new ideas all the time. It's really fun. And the first thing you have to understand, though, is you need a book. You've got to get your book created. Stop thinking about it and take some action. Schedule a call and let's have a conversation to see where you are and how a book could fit into your business growth strategy for the next 5 or 25 years. You see, I wrote my first book in 2013, and I'm still using it today to gain clients, get referrals, and grow my revenue. Your book's going to have shelf life, just like my book does. You're going to use it year after year after year to precondition prospects, to become a household name, and to bond emotionally with your audience. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of ways to use your book and the content in your book to grow your business. Let us help you do that by first helping you create your book without writing a word. So schedule a call with me. Let's have a conversation and help you understand the process of becoming an author. We call it the author journey, and how we're going to pair you with one of our professional writers so you can simply speak to write your book. You'll get your book created in under 24 clock hours of your time, and then we'll teach you our systems, our strategies of how to use your book to gain clients. It's marvelous. You're going to love it. Schedule a call. Let's have a conversation and see how we can help you create your book without writing a word.